Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cast Carbon, and this is going to be part number 16 of the Metal Master Chief armor build. I don't want to waste any time, so let us begin. So now I'm getting a start on modding the arms, right? Realistically, the upper arm should sit like right up here, and this top corner of the actual like pauldron shoulder pad should actually sit kind of high. But I already know that once I pick my arm up, this is gonna end up running into the upper body armor. So I'm actually gonna have this sit lower. So this shoulder is gonna sit like down here. I'm gonna have padding in there to push it out. So it should still look good from the silhouette perspective, but if I have it up high, things are not gonna work. So I'm having to tweak that. But the real issue right now that I wanna look at is the way these two parts are interacting with each other. And that's bad, dude. That's really, really bad. So the first thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna take the bracer and the upper arm, and I'm gonna have to trim these so that way they can interact with each other. And just like with the leg, I need to make sure that enough is removed so there's not a pinching point, because pinching points in costume armor, like that's one thing, right? Like stormtrooper armor and stuff, that's one thing because it's plastic and it hurts. Oh boy, does it hurt. But with steel like this, it's like a pair of scissors. It will cut the shit out of me, and I don't want that to happen. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing, I'm gonna check both arms, but I'm gonna mark them up. I'm probably gonna have to remove like all of this bicep material, and that sucks, but I really need to make sure that this can move. Because if I'm trapped with like a non-moving arm, that's really gonna be a bear and a half. Okay, in a similar vein to the leg, I've got a hinge that I made clamped onto the arm. The upper and lower arms have been trimmed so that way they can work and bend with one another pretty darn well, but I'm a little bit limited by my hinge. Now, because of the way I built this, there's nothing on the inside of the arm. So I thought maybe I could double up the hinge. So there's actually 4 layers in there. I'm not sure how well that's gonna work. For the leg, it was absolutely vital that both the inside and outside of it has a hinge, but for the arm, because it's not so heavy, I'm thinking I might be able to get away with doing a double hinge right here. Them 4 layers of steel. I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more and really sort of figure out where I wanna put the hinge at, and whether I wanna try to put the hinge on the inside and the outside. So when I come back, I'll be tacking stuff together. Y'all saw when I was welding, but ultimately I did decide that there needs to be some material in the inside of this part so I can have a hinge on both sides. The problem, if you look at it, is that this is much wider than this, right? So getting the other hinge to line up is going to be a chore. I'm gonna have to bend these hinges both on the inside and outside to where things are gonna line up, and so things are gonna move well. Because right now, as this is, There's not a nut and bolt in here now, but you know, when I bend this, it gets to about a 90, and that's not a whole lot. Moreover, this area acts as a really bad pinching zone, so I still need to work with the hinge I've put on here so far to get it moved out, so that way this can work better, get me more motion, and also be safer and not pinching. But I'm gonna call it done for today. I'll come back in the next clip and be hopefully a little more along. I'm having issues with technology. I'm sweating my butt off, and I'm being dive bombed by wasps. It's not fun right now. So I'm frustrated. I'm gonna stop for the day, and I'll come back right about now. Okay, now we are getting somewhere. So I went ahead on this arm, I put the other hinge on. What I have done is I've tried to take this sort of ring piece that I added and just bend it this way, like pull it towards the outside, the inside, towards this way, right? For the forearm, what I did was I took this thing, I laid it down on the table, and I just beat the snot out of this side to try and bring it in. And then we see the hinges on either side. They're not perfectly lined up right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and just manually just kind of bend, you know, bend this guy that way, bend the other piece in, do the same on this side, burp, burp, till everything lines up really good. But right now, this is working. If I put my arm in here, I can let go of it, and it's fine. It's not great. It has a problem still, which is that well, first of all, the hinges keep it from moving smoothly. It sort of locks up, and you can hear it. You know, that clunking is it shifting to where it actually needs to be. But the other problem right now is that as it is, like up top, it's gonna have something holding it up. It'll be suspended, right? If I bend my arm, it's okay, but you can see it's pinching the fabric here of my jacket, my welding jacket. And if I let it just sit like this and I move, bro, that is catching, I mean, you can't see it through the jacket, but it is catching the meat of my arm. And if I were to force this guy to close, ow, it does pinch. And luckily this is gonna be held up, so some of that's gonna be mitigated, but you guys can already see I've sharpied another line. I am gonna trim this more. So I hate to do it, but I don't wanna cut myself on this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the left arm here, get that trimmed better and get these bent up better, and then I'll show you guys essentially a finished arm. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start tacking the right arm. Got it lined up pretty good, so let's see how this frickin' goes. All right, that is working pretty good. And I like the way the hinges are behaving. You hear that car? That guy's fast. So once I actually have the shoulders supported by whatever harness system I figure out, this won't be an issue. On the left arm, it kind of not locks. It kind of there's still the potential for a pinch in here. If I let it relax and I try to do that myself, it is grabbing my arm meat. But if it's supported, this will be fine. The amount of flex I'm getting, that's good. I can work with this. I can live with this. So we should be good to go. But I'm gonna make sure that I have padding in here, especially around the wrists and up around the parts that move, so that way things won't pinch me. But the right arm, the left arm, these are doing really good. They move fairly well. When I bring my arms out, that shoulder piece kind of moves down pretty far, but I think the harness should work pretty well to keep everything in position. The hardware, that is a big hefty bolt. I've also got a lock nut, so the nut and bolt should not come apart anytime soon. And I got a Teflon washer in there to keep everything moving smoothly. So no clanking, no banging around. These, since they're not supported, they're a bit awkward, but I think right now these move pretty well. You can see I'm kind of trying to hold on to the wrist here, but these things move well enough for the moment, and I know when I get them rigged with a harness, they'll work really well. So here is what is left that I need to work on getting things rigged. The helmet, the torso, and the little hand plates. So I'm gonna focus on the torso for right now. And the main thing that needs to be done is I need to work on this shoulder area in here. And if I remember correctly, this whole entire part weighs about 20 pounds, which, you know, it's not light, but it's not the heaviest thing in the world. But the fact of the matter is, this thin strip of 16 gauge steel on each shoulder, that is where all that weight digs in. That really sucks. So I need to fix that. What I'm gonna do, my plan, I'm gonna take me a piece of paper and I'm gonna pattern out a plate that'll sit in here and be welded into place. So instead of this thin edge, it'll be a full flat surface. It'll spread out the pressure across my shoulder, making it a far, far more comfortable thing to wear that doesn't feel as though it's trying to cut into my flesh. So y'all already saw, I made this little cardboard template. This is the left-hand side, and it goes in here this way. And I decided I wanted it to go all the way forward and like all the way back as far as it could. I cut a left and right, so left goes this way. Okay. So I'm gonna start bending on this and putting this up in here. I think I'm gonna end up using clamps, but I'm gonna just rough bend this thing off camera. And well, actually, I'm a liar. I'm gonna clean these edges up a little bit first, but I'm gonna grind these edges. I'm gonna start rough bending, and then I'll come back and you guys will see me clamping this guy into position and tacking it. So here you go, y'all can see, here's a better look inside. You can see there's a whole piece of sheet metal in here that rides the shoulder. That's pretty sick. And I know some of you may be sitting there on the other side of your screen and you're like, bro, put the whole thing on. And it's like, yeah, hold on. There's still work that's got to be done here. I need padding. So there's that. And I have a plan for the padding. And I also have a problem down here. The hardware that I bought, these clamp pieces, I have to replace those because they're working okay right now in the moment, but they have had a tendency to unlatch, and that is absolutely a problem. They keep getting loose and they keep opening up randomly, and that's really, really not good. It's absolutely getting there, bro, but there's still work to be done. But this is cool. This is promising. This is awesome. Well, so I got rain out there again. You might be able to see it. There's more rain. We got poo-poo doo-doo weather. But on a more important note, we do have the hardware to replace the current hardware of the rib on the body armor. So obviously I have a lot of nuts and bolts sitting here, and those are just nuts and bolts. That's not exciting. But this right here, this is going to be the new replacement latch. The hinges are the same as the hinge that's on here, but I have to replace them because in my stupidity, I went ahead and welded this on, and I'm going to have to take that apart anyway when it comes time for paint. So that means replacement hinges. Like the left-hand side here is pretty loose. The right-hand side is more sturdy. But I just don't trust it to stay. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it, and we're gonna use these. And the cool thing about these is that you can see this sort of eye bolt is adjustable. I can bring it in or let it out so that it will fit better. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take these off and I'm gonna mark up where the new latches are gonna go. I'm gonna have them up here and get them situated and marked up. And after I get it all marked up, I'm gonna take the whole thing apart and use the nuts and bolts to hold everything together. Here's my tripod. Okay. I'm sitting on the stool so I can roll around and so I can show you guys this. So, what we see right here is I used a wee bit of duct tape to put the rib back in, and I have gently placed the hinge into position. Got that marked. It has shifted because we moved it, but you know, it's fine. It's how we want it. And then over here, we've got the markings for both ends of the clampy bit, the latch. And I've decided that since this thing kind of stands out, I'm gonna bring it, I'm not gonna have it centered, I'm gonna bring it lower. And it's gonna do that, which is why I had it higher up on there in the first place. But I'm gonna try that whole pattern. I'm gonna drill these holes out and see if this works out in my favor. Now that's solid. Pop that forward, take that up, and then we open that up. That works so much better. I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, but I also went in here on the inside and trimmed away some of this material so it didn't like press into my sides so bad. But yep, that is so much better. I'm gonna set this guy aside, and actually we're gonna go back to the legs for a second. Let's see how well she holds on. Got the vice grip. Yeah, that ain't gonna go nowhere. Cool. All right, well, let me do the other leg, and then we'll see how well this works. Yeah, that works out. So look at that. Look, mine, no hands. Ah. Oh, and it's like, it definitely has weight to it. It's pulling down, right? I think I might adjust, like, the way these are adjustable, there's this guy up here, I can lift that and let slack out, or just pull these tighter and cinch this up. But I think that's pretty good like that. These are moving well, and yeah, you know, I'm digging it, bro. I think I know this is a bit of a sidetrack from working on the upper body, but I'm happy with this. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, the armor is like this close to being done now. So I did definitely have some hiccups and some troubles getting the arms to work, you know, the hinges and getting things lined up and stuff. You know, I had issues with some of that, but I think all in all, we're looking really good. I just have a few small things that need to be done, and then I basically just have paint and Bondo. We're on the precipice. We're almost there. So realistically speaking, I think that the next video is going to be the final part of building this armor. So then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you like what I do here, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Cast Carbon, and I'm going to keep on keeping on.